We are seeing interest rates pretty flat over the last 8 to 10 days. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because we are sitting very close to 7-month lows in interest rates. We've seen nice improvements. Will it continue? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get right into the numbers. Mortgage News Daily has us at 6.63% today for their national survey of a 30-year fixed rate conforming loan. 1 week ago, 6.66% in that same survey. 7.3% 30 days ago, so we're about a half point improved, a little over a half point over the last 30 days. It's actually about 5/8 of a point over the last 30 days in rates improving. That's a huge 1 month improvement, y'all. A year ago, pretty much where we are now, 6.50. Now, we had seen in 2023 rates increase for about 10 months out of the year. We saw a steady increase from the first quarter through the entirety of the year. And then from that high on October 19th, where we hit 8.03%, we have seen rates pretty dramatically dropping. And that trend has continued to a bit of a leveling off over the last week or two going into the holidays. So I want to look at what those numbers mean for us, what the future might hold, y'all, and what the cost of waiting might be. Are rates going to improve significantly from here? So those are some of the things that we're going to talk about and what it might mean if they did. So here's the thing, y'all. We have so many folks that are sitting on the fence because they may be old enough to remember the financial crisis from 2007 to 2011 when we saw house prices dramatically drop. And they may look at the current market, they look at how fast interest rates have increased, and they're saying to themselves, well, house prices are going to drop again. Well, here's why they're not, y'all. Going into 2007, as we have mentioned on previous videos, we had 4 million houses for sale. Today, we have a little over 900,000 houses for sale nationally. We have less than 25% of the houses available in inventory, pre-existing homes, today versus what we went into the mortgage collapse with back in 2007. We also have 30 million folks additional in the buying pool today than we had in 2007. So from a purely supply and demand standpoint, folks, it's just impossible for us to see house prices collapse. I know there's a number of folks that are out there that are predicting that. I put those folks on the fringe. I just simply don't see it. And if we do see it, y'all, that's going to be a cataclysmic depression that we're going to be in, the likes of which we may not have seen since 1929 that would bring that about. Is that a possibility? Anything's a possibility. Do I think it's going to happen? I really don't. Y'all, we're seeing everything trending in the right direction with regard to inflation, with regard to inventories bolstering higher prices. So if we just look at the history of economics, y'all, going back to the early 1940s, housing doesn't lose. It just doesn't lose. So if we're looking at a scenario where we're going to see modest, if not moderate appreciation in home prices going forward, even at these higher interest rates, then we've got to ask the question of what does it mean for us to wait in the hopes that interest rates drop? And we have to contrast that with what does that mean as far as how much more we're going to pay for that house? And does that increased appreciation cause us to lose all of that increase? And in most cases, it likely does, y'all, because if you were looking at the all-time lows, you look at a $500,000 house at 2.8%, that $500,000 mortgage would have cost you $2,054 a month for a principal and interest payment. If you compare that with the high that we saw in October of 2023, then you're only borrowing $280,000 for that same payment. You know, we lost $221,000 in buying power from the very highest rates to the very lowest rates that we've seen over the last 2.5 years. And that's a lot. But we've regained 41,000 of it just in the improvement that we've seen in the last 30 days, right? So that is a significant move for not a huge move in interest rates. But if you look at the fact that that's just over 2 years that it took for us to get there, how much has house prices appreciated over the last 2 years, that $500,000 house? Well, I can tell you folks, mathematically, it's way more than the $41,000 that the current rate improvement has given us. So that begs the question, if we see rates improve another 1.5 down to 5%, we're going to save another $50,000 or gain another $40,000 to $50,000 in buying power, sure. But if it takes 1.5 years to 2 years for that to occur, on a $500,000 home, you're likely to be paying that much more again for that house. So waiting has done nothing for you except limit your supply further, limit the ability to get into the pool when we've got some seller concessions being offered at today's market. And that excludes the notion that you can refinance to those lower rates if and when they come down the road. So there is a cost to waiting. Y'all, I have a number of tools that I display this mathematically for buyers that are considering waiting a year or two versus diving in now. I've got a number of tools that are very helpful in pointing out this math to them and walking them through why waiting, even with a significant rate decrease in the future, may not be the right thing to do, because house appreciation is going to be here for a while, y'all. In all likelihood, barring some cataclysmic event, houses are going to be more expensive a year from now than they are today, and that's going to continue. So it is something that I like to weigh for every borrower, and I'm honored and proud to be able to do so for anybody that you may send our way. I'm going to give a little bit of a shameless plug here, y'all, to finish up the year. We have 235 reviews on our website at brycehomeloans.com. I'm running a 4.96 stars out of a 5 possible stars on that website, y'all. In the 5 years I have been with Thrive Mortgage, I have never had a 3-star, 2-star, or 1-star review, not one. That means that every single client for us, y'all, has been highly satisfied. And as y'all know on this call more than any other, folks are far more likely to complete a survey when they're dissatisfied than when they are satisfied. Of the 235 folks that we have served since I came to this company that completed surveys, 4.96 of them have given us a 5-star review. I'm very proud of that. We've worked extremely hard to build a system that provides that level of satisfaction. When you're looking to refer someone out, what you're looking for is somebody that's going to make you look good and is going to be happy with the transaction at the end. And I can prove to you mathematically that that is the case with our clients. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to share it. I'm not going to do that often, but on occasion I will remind folks of that fact, because we are proud of it, and I'm proud of my team that's been able to back me to support those kind of numbers. So we're always honored and proud to work with your folks. We're looking for a super fantastic 2024. I think we're going to do quite a bit more business in 2024 than we did this year. Hope we can partner on a bunch of that together. Stay blessed, stay safe, have a blessed and happy new year, and we will talk to you next week.